Joe, that's a Hall of Fame terrible take. Right? Whoa, hello, wrong intro. We're gonna cut it from the jump here, Joe.
What was the wrong intro?
I can't believe I gotta have this conversation.
If he don't win this year, he's a bum.
What? Joe, that's a Hall of Fame terrible take right there.
No, it's not. It's true. It's so true.
What?
Boy just choked. Straight women booty and let the ball go.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you.
LeBron James
puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Irving and Curry. One-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
Oh yeah, but we'll get to explaining and debating in a second. What's up, Joseph? What's up, Joseph?
It's cold, but I'm here. I don't know if it's cold like you over there.
Yeah,
but
it's fucking cold,
whew.
and I do not appreciate it. Hopefully, by the middle of the week, it'll get back into like the 40s or 50s, which
that's a lot to ask. I'm happy with 21 today. That's a
yeah.
hot.
To be honest, yeah.
Last week it was like -6 multiple times. No, thank you.
Can't do it. See, this is why I just need to be in Miami. That just needs to be my home base. Got the squads down there. Just complete the whole thing.
Everybody wants to go to Miami, man. But Pat Riley don't want them.
I don't even need. You don't even. I'll go for free. You don't even need to give nothing up for me. Just give me a little job, maybe within the Heat. You know.
Boy, you beat Deion Waiters so quick. Maybe not.
Get the gummies on the plane.
Yeah, that was funny too.
All right, Joe. It's been a minute. Been a couple of weeks. Obviously,
Yes,
as everyone can see, we do not have Devion today. He's handling some business. We'll hold it down though. We can hold it down. The personality of the show is still here. Might not have quite all the anger that we usually have with us.
Yeah,
I think personality here.
He didn't want to show because he didn't want to praise the Knicks. That's what it really is.
That's probably what happened.
That's exactly what it is.
They're like 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah, the Knicks.
He don't want to even think about talking about it.
And James Harden and the Clippers are playing well. That man hiding he hiding on purpose.
Well, let's talk about big trade news, Joe. It involves the Toronto Raptors again. A couple weeks after they traded OG Anunoby to the Knicks, they trade Pascal Siakam to the Pacers. They also had to the Pacers had to give up Bruce Brown and 3 first-round picks. The Pelicans threw in Kira Lewis. Basically, the whole thing that the Pelicans get out of that takes them under the luxury tax apron, so it's going to save them a bunch of money in the future for a player that was not getting a ton of minutes. So makes sense for them. They are just kind of a
good team too, though.
Throw into the trade to help them save a little money. But Joe, I need your full reaction. We can take this a couple different ways, bounce back and forth, but just your first kind of reaction. Siakam to the Pacers.
3 firsts? The man Dame Lillard? Okay. I mean, I liked Siakam, but damn, 3 firsts I thought was a lot. And then after that, I think it helps the Pacers a lot. I think it's gonna be fun to watch him and Halliburton and see how they do with that pick and roll. It gives them something that they didn't really have, was a big man presence who can actually help defensively, but also help offensively. As long as Pascal Siakam doesn't play selfishly and has that mindset that he had in Toronto, and he realized that this is Halliburton's team and I'm fitting into this team and we're going to fit perfectly. If he does that like he did, he may be able to get a chance to make a run in the Eastern Conference. But I don't think they're good enough. They're not good enough. But they had to make a move. I like it. I think it keeps them in that top 5, top 6 situation in the East. So it was a good move for them. And then on the Raptors side, I like it a lot. It opens up the floor, and you got a lot of young guys on your team, and you get to see if some of these young guys are going to work out before you go out in that free agency market and see if you want to get some more pieces. But you got a lot of young guys with a lot of potential, and now the floor is wide open, and you don't have to sit there and play through Siakam, your offense through Siakam, you can pick and choose which young guy you want to go through. Even though it's mostly going to be Scotty Barnes, but now you got some other guys you can choose on some nights to play your offense through. So I like what the Raptors did a lot. Not like what the Pacers did, but well, I guess I'll give them a B for the Pacers, and I'll give it a C for the Raptors because it don't move the Raptors nowhere, but it gives them some hope for the future. And then the Pacers, I give them a B because it kept them alive. It kept them in that top 6, top 5 conversation in the East.
Yeah, I think I had the similar first reaction when I saw 3 first-round picks. I was like,
It's crazy. For a
that's a
maybe
lot for
all-star?
that's a lot for Siakam. Yeah, I feel like that is a lot for Siakam. Now, Siakam's actual fit with the Pacers, I like a lot. Like, I think he is going to really, really fit with that team very well. So, in that sense, I like it. I'm just trying to think. Like, everyone kind of knew Siakam was going to get moved.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, who were you competing with to where you had to give up 3 first-round
3.
picks? I guess
That's
that's
what
kind
I'm
of my thing. Like, the deadline was going to come, and I just can't see that the Raptors were going to hold on to him post-deadline. So it's like I feel like you kind of negotiated against yourself a little bit here, but at the end of the day, I think they got a player that fits their system really, 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 really well, really well. A stat that I think a lot of people might not know, but the Pacers, I think everyone knows this. The Pacers play with the highest pace in the NBA, right? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
transition, getting up and down. They're trying to outscore you. Pascal Siakam leads the entire NBA in transition field goal percent. So
Oh,
that
oh,
fits very
that does.
into like how they want to play. And Joe, I think the one thing
Like
that
the Miami Heat, they were always looking for somebody that was going to run when they had LeBron, D Wade, Bosh.
yep, someone that can just
Me-
keep pushing the floor with you. They always wanted athletic bigs that could just get up and down with them, right? And so what I like for them too, though, something you brought up, when you get to the playoffs, yeah, that transition's just cute in the regular season, but you're gonna have to play in the half court in the
Mhm.
postseason, and I think he is a nice addition to that team in the half court. Kind of gives them a little bit more versatility between everything having to be on Halliburton, either scoring or creating for someone else. It's at least another option that they just didn't really have on the
Mhm.
roster. Um, the Raptors, I kind of agree with you. I think it's a good move. I think what we're seeing with them is they are trying at least to build that entire team around Scotty Barnes. I don't think those two
Mhm.
were very good matches for each other. They're both very good individually, but I don't think they matched each other very well. I think Siakam took up a lot of the same space that Scotty Barnes is gonna thrive in.
Yes.
Um, now, whether you think Scotty Barnes is going to be, a true player to really build your entire franchise around, I don't think I'm quite there yet. But he's the best option that they got right now, so they got to
Yeah.
run with it. Yeah, I like it. So let's kind of talk about the piece that you were starting to talk about a little bit, though. Where does this put them in the East? Do you think that they can they play with? And we're talking about postseason, not where they're going to finish regular season. In the postseason, do you see them being able to contend with the likes of the Bucks or the Celtics after making this move?
Nah, no, nope, nope. I mean, no, they're still young. Like, come on now, you gotta be there. I get it. Yeah, Pascal Siakam, who's been there and done that, but he had Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry. So he had
I
Kawhi
hate you.
Leonard.
I
So
hate you so much.
I couldn't even say it. But he had Kawhi Leonard, so that's different. It's a different situation. So no matter what, you gotta take your lumps first in the playoffs before I have faith in you. So they're not up there yet. Like they may be scary, push you, make you have to work, but they gotta show me first.
They did go 4-1. They've already played all their games against the Bucks. They did go 4-1 against the Bucks in the regular season,
That's
including
the
the
regular
in-season
season.
tournament. um, that was my initial reaction, Joe. But I was I was listening to, I forget who I was listening to. They were kind of discussing why they thought the Bucks were having trouble with the Pacers, and it was interesting to me because that transition game fits Giannis really well, and and Dame to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
It really doesn't work for the entire rest of the roster though. And so the point that was being made was yeah, Giannis keeps eating, but the style of play is just not very good for anyone else on that Bucks team, and that's kind of why they were saying like that's why they think the Pacers had success. Now, again, in the postseason,
Slow that
you
down.
typically see things slow down. So I don't know if that's really going to work. And I mean, part of it though is does that mean that teams are intentionally slowing down because they get more conscious of turnovers, or is it something else that slows it down for them? Because if they just say "fuck it," we're still running. I don't care. I don't care if we turn the ball over. Yada yada yada. Whatever. We'll see. I'm with you.
They're probably, but in the playoffs, don't you think people are actually gonna have more than one day to game plan? They're just gonna say, okay, just stick with your man and see what Tyrese Halliburton can do. If he can beat us on his own, he beat us on his own. But we ain't finna let him pass it and dish it and get everybody else hot.
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be easier for them to game plan, and we'll see with this iteration of the Bucks and this new head coach,
Hmm.
how well he
You
adjusts
better
from
figure it
game to
out.
game and whatnot. Because
If he makes
if it
it,
was Bud,
if he
we know
makes it,
Bud weren't going to adjust nothing, so they would have had a shot.
No,
I still
true.
don't think part of my hesitancy to say that they can't compete is because I just don't really trust the Bucks or the Celtics that much still. Like I still haven't like
Never can.
fully
That's
bought
fair.
into either one of them. Like again, if I was gonna pick the series, I would obviously pick those teams. But like it wouldn't be unheard of to me if they
These 7
got
games.
if they lost in 7 to the Pacers. Now the Pacers running the gauntlet and getting through all of them, I don't think there's a chance in hell that happens. But
Right.
they could maybe get somebody. They can maybe get somebody. I think the most likely outcome for them is they give somebody a real tough first round matchup and lose. But they could win it.
We'll see. They're still so young. It's gonna be interesting. They don't have no
I
playoff
can't
experience.
wait to see Halliburton in the playoffs, assuming that they make it
Me
there.
too.
And I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Those
Somebody,
games will be on NBA TV.
yeah,
Just saying.
probably. I got NBA.
It's the Pacers,
I got
bro.
NBA TV though, so I'm good.
Yeah. Bally Sports, I'll be able to watch it too. Yeah, something like that.
All right, let's go to somebody that we are unfortunately not going to be able to see in the playoffs this season. John Morant, after only about 10 games back, messed up his shoulder and has to have season-ending shoulder surgery. So, Joe, what do you think? What do you think? Are you worried about Ja in the future going forward, coming back from this injury? 2,
Who?
Ja.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We forget you quickly.
Oh
We
my
will
God.
forget you quickly, man. I haven't seen you play in a minute. Man, I'm just saying. When was the last time? Ja, what's the last highlight you seen of Ja? I'm not even when he comes back. Oh, okay. I mean, he did look good when he came back, but it's gonna be a damn near a year again. I'm gonna forget about you again. You gonna be at the Zion Williamson situation where we don't see him on TV no more. But then when we do see him on TV, we remember, wow, Zion's still that guy. And then we don't see him on TV again for another month and a half. That's what Josh finna turn into. It's just a reality. It sucks. He put himself in a bad situation and then he got hurt. But this being hurt may help him because he plays too reckless. He tried to dunk on everybody's head. I think he needs to figure out a different way to do that if he wants his career to last longer. He's lucky it wasn't his knees and it was just his shoulder in this situation. I think that's going to make him play a little bit less reckless. I mean, you can still have that same intensity and same aggressiveness, but sometimes the layup is better than trying to dunk on somebody's head all the time. And I think that may be something he learned in this situation.
Yeah, I hope so. Because he really is such an exciting player, and it doesn't have to. It's not just the dunks, right? It's everything that comes with his game. I don't like. I know everyone always worries more about like knees and ankles and feet, like those types of injuries for athletic players. It's like theoretically, his athleticism will still be there. The thing that I start to worry about is because he's already not the greatest jump shooter, right? Like he's not awful.
I see what you're saying.
But some guys that come to mind, right? Markelle Fultz, obviously, before he even got started in the NBA, he had all the shoulder issues, and then we saw what that ended up looking like once he got back and started playing in the NBA. But another one who I think style compares very, 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 very similarly to John Morant, Russ, right? Russ has had multiple shoulder injuries and surgeries, and we've seen that jump shot just go way downhill. And like we've even seen it like get into his free throw shooting. He used to be like an 80% free throw shooter, is now all of a sudden in like the 60s.
Yeah.
So that's where I get where like do you get start like having a lot of like scar tissue in there to where everything doesn't quite feel the same when you're shooting and you're already not really like a fantastic jump shooter. That's what would kind of worry me a little bit. Now, if it just ends up being this is the only one in his entire career, then no, he's going to be fine. It's just like you're saying, he takes a lot of really hard falls. Like it's a lot of hard
A
falls, and like
lot.
that's gonna that keeps adding and adding and adding and adding, and eventually it might be too much. So I hope he's good. But let's talk about it also from the Grizzly situation, because this could be kind of a blessing in disguise for them. They might end up with a really, really, really high draft pick to put somebody in. And
True.
this is not
It's not a great draft.
like it's not a draft like the previous one with Wemby, but they don't need a Wemby because they already have Ja, right? They need somebody just to go with Ja, which I think gives them a little more flexibility with that pick. So how do you see it from the Grizzlies standpoint?
I guess you're right. Desmond Bain. Hey, it's your chance. You're getting a little bit older too, so your chance to step up and see
Which
if
I
you're
think he's
really
out
that
6 to
dude.
8 weeks. I just read. I think he's out 6 to 8
Yeah,
weeks
which
with injury.
oh man, so they've been rough. And then Marcus Smart's been in and out the lineup with injuries all year. This may be just one of those years where you just scrap it. You see what these young guys can do in developing some pieces that'll, like you said, can fit in with Ja next year. You may have to do the tanking thing because
Shit,
what
they
is
ain't
it
got a
with the new
choice.
the way the new lottery
The
works?
injury gods
Injuries
took that choice away.
blessed
They
them a
are
little bit.
taking. They ain't no
And
winning
with
with
the
this
new
team.
lottery way, I think you just got to be the top 5. The top 5 worst records all have the same equal chance to win the lottery. So
Top 3.
you're not going to be worse than the Pistons, and I think it may be more than 3. You're not going to be worse than the Pistons. It may be top 6, to be honest. Now the new lottery rule, yeah. So you're not going to be worse than the you may be worse than the Rockets.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be worse than the Spurs and the Pistons. But you still have a chance
Wizards
to get
Wizards
that lottery
tough
pick, like
to-
he's saying.
tough to
Oh, and the Wizards. Yeah, that's top 3 right there. You're right. So, hey, you're right. It could be a blessing in the sky, something that they can look forward to. But the coach may get fired. Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
he
we'll
may
see.
may have to go.
You got to make the best out of the situation, right? Like you've got young players on that team you can really find out if these guys have a more defined role going forward. That's the best you can make of it. And then, hopefully you say you got a top 5, top 6 pick in the draft, you got to hit. You got to hit.
But maybe they need an adult. Maybe they need an adult too. Maybe they still need an adult.
Marcus,
I mean, Steven Adams not being there too still hurts him. But I'm just saying, how old's the coach?
I couldn't tell you.
In
Young.
the 40s, maybe.
Yeah.
Young.
On
That's what
the
I'm saying.
younger
Maybe
side.
they need an adult. Maybe they need an adult because it's a lot of young guys.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're not.
And they've been saying that since day one. And what has really changed? They've actually gotten worse, but that's been injuries and job. But still,
Yeah, I mean, just last year they were what, the 2 seed? 2 seed in the West?
at one point, yeah.
Lost to the Lakers in the playoffs as a 7 seed.
Yep.
So I mean, it's been pretty proven. Like when they have Ja, they are a very good team, and hopefully they can add a piece here, a high impact piece here in this offseason through the draft. But we'll see. But let's talk about your Lakers, because it was an interesting week for your Lakers. Started off real lost to the Jazz, who have been hot. But then 2 back-to-back really good wins. Beat the Thunder and beat the Mavericks. And then they're looking primed, right? They got 2 games. They got at home against the Nets on Friday, and then they have today at home against the Trailblazers. So you're looking, okay, they might be able to kind of get on a little streak here. After beating those 2 very high-quality teams, they lose 130 to 112 to the Brooklyn Nets, and the vibes seem like they're all off again in La La Land. So, Joe, in this sense, it was literally they took 2 nice steps forward and then a step back against the Nets. But what needs to happen? Like, what are we doing here? What's going on?
I mean, the Nets are a good team. They got a lot of players.
They're currently sitting outside the play-in game in the East.
I know, but they're a good team. They're a good team. They can any given night they can beat you. And I mean, I really want to put it on Anthony Davis, but he's been playing great lately.
Man,
he's been consistent. I can't even be mad at him. LeBron doing what he's doing. It's literally the role pieces. If D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves don't show up, and well, shit, he playing like Austin Rivers right now. If they don't show up and reach their full potential, the Lakers don't have a chance. They need somebody needs to be traded or something. I don't understand what they're doing with the lineups. Darvin Ham, I'm not sure what he's thinking. Everything looked good one day, and then the next game he changes the lineup and shit it just gets all messed up. And there's no chemistry really. On a LeBron team, it's kind of amazing to me that there's no real chemistry. Look like people just running up and down the court outside of LeBron calling plays or Anthony Davis plays calls for Anthony Davis. There's no real options out there, especially the way Austin Reeves is playing. You thought he was going to be the main ball handler and make things a little bit easier for Anthony Davis and LeBron. He's not doing it. He's just not
Really?
doing it.
No way.
It's the same. Yeah, no way. Exactly.
No
They
way.
did the same thing. Like they tried to
No,
push.
no. We're not going to say they because you and Devion in the offseason sat up here and told me how much better
We did.
Austin Reeves was than my man Tyler Hero. And Tyler Hero just leading the Heat in points per game.
We did. You ain't lying. Yes, that's how he's supposed to be playing. That's what we need, and he's not doing it.
And I tried to tell y'all it's different when you're just this kind of ancillary player instead of being
He still
the
is
guy.
though. That's why he should.
But
He's
you're
not the
seeing,
guy
but
though.
you're seeing now that teams
People got
saw
the
him
scouting
have a
report
little
on him.
success. Exactly, they started. Okay, we're gonna pay just a little bit more attention to you, and that's made his consistency go up and down. Last year, he was super consistent. You know, was hitting shots when he needed to. Was a good facilitator, good playmaker. The one thing I'll say about Austin Reeves this year, and I've watched him most closely when you guys have played the Heat, obviously. So I don't know if it's a thing because he sees like a white guy on the other team that is like, oh yeah, this is a battle of like the top white
The
boys
best white guy.
in the NBA right now. So like they feel like they really got to like go at each other. It feels like he's forcing shots a lot more this year. I thought last year he did a great job of just like letting the offense kind of come to him. You know,
I agree.
I don't really ever remember him forcing much last year. This year, it seems like I'm just seeing him. I'm like, are you sure you should be shooting that? Like you should be taking step back over, something like I might swing that rock one more time.
I agree.
So I don't know if he feels like a pressure to be like that kind of third option. He's trying to kind of force it. With the Lakers and with the players that you guys got, I just feel like the Lakers need like that third option can come from a multitude of places. It doesn't have to be a defined one person. I think they just got to kind of read how the night's going. If D'Lo gets hot one night, D'Lo, you're the third option. If Reeves is cooking that night, okay, Reeves, you're the third option. If Torian Prince is making his shots in the corner, all right, let's try and feed him some more looks out of the corner. I feel like it's got to be kind of more like that because LeBron and AD are going to give you, like you've been saying, AD has been balling this year. We're getting as close to an MVP type of season from Anthony Davis that we're ever going to see this season right now. And I think that's what's most concerning for me with the Lakers. To me, the last couple years, what held the Lakers back was like you never knew if you're actually going to get AD to show up on a given night. The nights that he did show up, it felt like the Lakers always won. We've seen a lot of games this year where AD has shown up, balled out, and the Lakers still lose. I'm not used to seeing that.
Facts.
I'm not used to seeing that with the Lakers, with LeBron and AD. So that's, I think, what is most concerning to me with the Lakers. Now, can they get it figured out? I think so. But it's starting to get to time. I'm like, all right, I'm starting to get nervous.
Word. Some people need to go.
Something's got to shake.
Wake some people up.
Have to.
Bad.
Yeah,
it's bad out here.
It's not good. And so one potential option that the Lakers might be going with, well, not according to Restream. No way. Because it won't let me even bring the topic up.
Jeez, because they know it's some BS.
But
because they know it's some BS, man. Because it is. We'll see.
So
Lakers.
Where should DeJounte Murray go? The Lakers are one of the rumored teams to get him. That would be some help at the point guard position. The Bucks have been interested, which I'm still trying to figure out after all they gave up to get Dame, how they would still have any ammunition left to trade. But the Bucks are being rumored. My Heat are being rumored. And the Nets seem to be in on the DeJounte Murray
Mhm.
sweepstakes, if we're gonna call them that. So let's start with the first question, Joe. From a Lakers perspective, do you want them to go after DeJounte Murray?
No. I mean, we got D'Angelo Russell. It's the same thing. It's the same thing to me, to be honest. I think Deontay Murray at this point is going to end up going to a team that's not going to be contending. He's going to go to a losing team. Was this the third coach that don't like him and don't want him? Pop didn't want you. You got to the Hawks last year. Who was the coach that got
Millen.
fired? Millen, yeah, didn't like you. You got him fired. You and Trey got him fired. Now Quinn Snyder don't want you, and he wants you gone. He
I mean, do you
needs
think
a
it's that
wake
Quinn
up
Snyder
call.
doesn't want him, or just the fact that they're not seeing the success? And so it's like, okay, this is the one piece we kind of have. If we're going to build around Trey, this is the one piece we kind of have that people are going to actually give us something for.
I mean, he made Donovan Mitchell work out.
He
and
did.
Rudy Gobert. I'm
He
just
did.
saying. I
What
feel
I'm
like he
saying
can.
is that, but they actually had success, right? Like, I'm just saying this iteration of the Hawks is not successful. And
No,
if
I
you're
agree.
gonna build around Trey, who else are you gonna move on to actually shake up your roster meaningfully? It would have to be Murray. Like, no one's gonna give you
Yeah, I
anything
agree.
for Bogdanovich. Like, you might get a second round pick, but like you're not gonna get
And
a
you need
ton.
Bogdanovich. He just can't be your. Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good role player. But that's the problem. You got to use him too much. Yeah, the Hawks. I don't think they know how to develop a team around Trey Young. Is what it seems like.
I think Quinn Snyder does. I think he does.
The Quinn does. I agree because he made. If Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert could do it, I know that Quinn Snyder could do it with just give Trey Young and a solid big man.
Just get
See what
he
they can do.
needs a Rudy Gobert. Like, he needs a rim
Seriously, yeah,
protector.
just see what happens.
God, that
Yeah.
hurt to come out my mouth to say anyone would need a Rudy Gobert, but they need that type of player that can protect the rim. Capella, not quite that guy anymore.
Nope.
And the thing that Quinn Snyder also liked was he had Donovan Mitchell, obviously, but then he put a bunch of people around him on the wings that could defend.
Shoot
So
and defend.
he basically just covered up the
3
defense that
and D.
Donovan Mitchell didn't really play, just covered it around him with good wing defenders and a good rim protector. They've got the wing defenders, I think. At least DeAndre Hunter, very good wing defender.
Mhm.
They could probably add another one. They got some shooting, like you were saying, Bogdanovich. So we'll see. Might just need a little reset. From a Heat perspective, I'm not in love with it either. I'm in a similar boat to you, I think, with the Lakers. Like,
I don't know if he would fit.
I don't love it. I think the Heat need to do something, and I don't know if there's going to be a better option than DeJounte Murray for them. But the point guard position is just an issue for the Heat, so it makes sense from that perspective. Because
Yeah,
Kyle
but
Lowry just
he didn't follow. He couldn't follow Pop's rules. You think he's gonna be able to follow Pat Riley? I mean, I get it. It's two different cultures, two different personalities, but
I just don't know that I necessarily think that he's had an issue like following people's rules or anything. Like, I think he's done fine. I think that the Spurs got rid of him because he was going to help win too many games. They wanted Wemby. Like, that's why the Spurs got rid of him.
that's fair. That's fair.
And then
That's
the
fair.
Hawks, like, I don't know if I can blame Murray for the Hawks bullshit. Like, they've just kind of been a mess.
Yeah, it's the
They've been
Hawks.
kind of much the same team for years before and after him. So, like, the things that I like about him is he's a bigger point guard. He would give the Heat a lot of versatility, which would be very attractive. The Heat could potentially start a lineup that goes something like Murray, Jimmy, Hero, Jovic, Bam, where Murray at 6'5" is the shortest person on the starting for the Heat, with a bunch of people that can switch and defend a bunch of different positions. And you got Caleb Martin to come off the bench, Duncan Robinson. I
That'd be
see,
pretty
like,
nice.
I'm not
And then you don't
against
need
it.
Jimmy to
I'm
do
just not like,
everything offensively.
yeah, Jamie would obviously be coming off the bench, who's had a fantastic rookie season. Like, I like it. I don't love it, but it kind of is what it is. It's just I don't get super
Well, if you got to
excited
give
over it.
up Podcast,
That's a no-go. No way.
it's a no-go. I
No
agree.
way. I think
But you may have
I
to
can
give
make
up
an
something.
argument
What
that
do you
Jaime
have
has
to
been a
give
better
up?
player than DeJounte Murray this year. I could make that
I
argument.
agree, but who can you give up though? What pieces do you really have that they would
They
want?
can have your boy. You can have your boy.
Yeah,
Kyle
I think
Lowry.
they would take him too. But with it, that's not all they're gonna want though.
Yeah, I'd
And they're
give him
not gonna want a draft
I'll
pick.
give him a
Ain't gonna
first
be
round pick.
enough. That's nothing. What's that? That's a second round pick to me, basically.
What are you gonna get for him?
I don't. Yeah. Pascal Siakam got 3 first round picks.
I mean, Siakam's a better player than Murray.
Yeah, but 3.
Think about the teams that we've named though that are interested. The only team that really has any ammunition to like really go beat
Nets.
it is the Nets. And
Mm-hmm.
if they do
They
that,
give up Ben
then
Simmons.
fine. Like if they give up, like say some of those 3-and-D players, those younger players, maybe Ben Simmons if they want Ben Simmons, Claxton maybe like Claxton might be a good fit with Trey.
Oh, that's not bad.
Then I'll say okay, golf clap to you, good job. You went and got DeJounte. I don't think that I just from the Nets perspective, I just don't really get it. What do you think? What do you think that team's gonna do? Right? I like Mikal Bridges a lot as a player, but not as my best player. He should be best case scenario your third best player, I think.
Agreed.
If your Lakers could get their hands on him, that would somehow be a fantastic move. The Lakers.
That would be beautiful. Yes, because he actually does everything else that everybody else on the team won't do.
Yeah,
and he doesn't complain.
I imagine he's probably untouchable.
LA won't be too flashy for him. He doesn't seem like that type of person.
I think he would fit in really well. I doubt the Nets move him because he was a centerpiece of their KD trade.
Yeah, facts. So ticket solo.
Y'all need to try and get somebody from the Nets. They got a lot of players I think that could fit what y'all need, like a Royce O'Neal, someone like that. Do the dirty work.
Yeah,
defend.
We need a big man. So Anthony Davis doesn't have to do everything either.
Yeah,
Dwight Howard, just say you did it, bro. Pay the man off and come play basketball.
I would say he's got other worries right now.
No, he does.
All right, Joe. It's top 5 time. It's top 5 time.
Yes, sir.
Top 5.
I can't believe this. Top 5 finna be crazy.
Top 5 power rankings in the NBA. Joe, give it to me.
We're doing 5 to 1, 1 to 5.
Whichever way you want to do it.
Let's go 5 to 1. Whoo, number 5. I can't believe I'm putting them up there, but I'm putting the Clippers number 5. James Harden been looking good. Kawhi Leonard playing all his games. Paul George balling, just out there doing his thing. He the one I actually almost may trust him as much as Kawhi Leonard now with the game on the line, but we'll see what happens in the playoff start. Number 4, I'm gonna put the Oklahoma City Thunder. I like them a lot. I like what Shea is doing. The rookie of the year looking really good. Shea Holmgren. They got a lot of young pieces. I'm just not 100% because they sold on them because they're young. That's why I got them at 4 instead of the top 3.
Okay.
Third, I'm putting the Celtics. Got to put the respect on that, man. They know how to win. They know how to win 20 games in a row in the regular season. They real good at that.
Regular season warriors right there.
Yeah, they really are. And I get it. Hey, they lost to the Nuggets. So, hey, that's the only thing that killed their streak. I'm going to give them their respect. And then I got Nuggets number 2 because they beat the Celtics. And Jokic is balling. Jokic is having another MVP caliber season. It's him and Joel Embiid. I mean, he's gone through injuries and had to deal with a lot of stuff, and he's still been able to make it happen. So I'm going with Jokic and the Nuggets number 2. Number 1, man. Defensive player of the year. Rudy Gobert. And I'm just saying, defensive player of the year, man. Straight to the Hall of Fame. You get 3 of them mugs, you win. You up there with Ben Wallace and who else was it? You got 3. You up there, bro. Like, I respect you in the Hall of Fame. And the way he playing this year and the way they playing together as a team, Anthony Edwards showing out, they finally said, okay, Ant, this is your team. So I'm gonna give them love. I gotta put them number 1 right now, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I don't even think I had them in the play-in game. And these mugs, I may have had them in the play-in game. But these mugs, the best team in the NBA right now. It's ridiculous. And I'm right.
I know you're not right.
Damn.
Okay, so number 5 to me, I've been flipping back and forth on this one. I'm gonna go Bucks. They've been playing better lately. Still not completely sold on them, but I'll put the Bucks in there. Number 4, I'll stay in the East. I'm going Boston. I think Boston, like you said, they've been the best team in the East pretty much all year.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't love the way that they're playing, but it's good enough for the regular season. Number 3, and man, this is where it's tough for me. I'm gonna go Timberwolves. My man Ant has been
Disrespectful.
balling. So
He has been.
and like I said, you call me crazy for posing the question after the FIBA games. I said, could this propel Anthony Edwards in the NBA? It sure as fuck has. He has taken on that leadership role with that team, and thank God that it's not Karl Anthony Towns anymore. I still don't. The reason why I can't have them number 1, Joe, is I don't trust the whole too big thing when it's going to be against like the best teams in the NBA. I think that shit works when you're playing in the regular season and you're playing, the lesser competent teams. I think that all makes sense. Number 2, I'm gonna go with the Nuggets. I got the Nuggets. It's starting to look like basically whenever Jokic feels like it, they'll win.
Mm-hmm.
It's just he hasn't really.
Facts,
He
yeah.
just hasn't really
That's a good
felt like
point.
it as much this year, because
That's
fresh
so
off
true.
the championship, why would he? So I was close to putting them 1, but number 1, OKC Thunder. I am all the way in on the Thunder. I think they are. I think they are so well built. They are a top 5 offensive rating in the NBA and a top 5 defensive rating in the NBA. That says championship.
Jeez.
That says championship. The way Chet can bother shots, if he's been pretty good without getting into foul trouble in most games. That's the one part about his game that worries me, is him getting into foul trouble. But man,
especially in the playoffs.
Yep, especially in the playoffs. But man, SGA is a fucking monster.
Yep.
That
Insane.
That dude is a monster.
Coming off the bench from Kentucky. Insane.
Man, what a career arc he has had. So I think they deserve all the love in the world. I think they have been fantastic. Jalen Williams, balling, great second option.
Great.
I mean, that team just has so many really, really, really good pieces. I expect at some point in the season they're going to lose their Predator point guard, but alleged Predator point guard.
Innocent.
Until proven guilty, I guess. But it looks real bad. So alleged Predator.
Well, they dropped the investigation because the family of the girl wasn't cooperating. So
yeah, they'd rather handle that behind closed doors, get some money for it.
They'd rather get that paycheck. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. He's still a creep to me, but that team's good, man. That team is so fucking good. I'm all in. I'm all in on the Thunder. I was close to changing the Bucks out with the Pelicans for 5.
The Pelicans have been playing so good.
They've been a little bit up and down for me. Like they've had their lows just are a little alarming.
Bad.
Not that the Bucks haven't had those same lows, but at the end of the day, the Bucks have Giannis, so Giannis was a tiebreaker for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yeah, I can't buy it.
I don't hate it.
Joe. I can't buy it.
You're not buying it. They look good, man. Russ is only playing 20 minutes a game. I'm just saying they look good. They look good. Kawhi playing all the time. Paul George look good. Saying.
Yeah.
The Knicks look good. I'm just saying the Clippers and the Knicks look good. Something in the world's not right.
Joe, if there's one thing that you can count on is that both of those teams, by the time we get to the second round, the playoffs, it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Flat on their ass.
They'll either not be there or be en route to getting eliminated.
The Clippers are right now looking at their schedule, trying to make sure that they don't end up facing Luka in the first round. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, and you just remind. I wanted to have a whole conversation with you guys about Luka because some stuff that's been said in the national media, but it'll be a better conversation when we got Devion with us, anyways. Yeah. On all 3 perspectives on it, but I feel like he's starting to get into king of excuses. He gets a lot of excuses made for him. That's in my opinion. Like I was hearing someone talk about like, oh, well, he just never really had a good player next to him. I'm sitting here, I'm like,
yeah,
Jalen Brunson, Kyrie last year, Porzingis. I'm like, okay.
All guys are playing better without him.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, all right. He's never had any help. Okay. But Joe, you know how we end the show. We choose love. We choose violence. What are you choosing?
I got love. I got two loves
2
actually.
loves. We
Since
missed a week. So
yeah, I
you
got two.
can do 2. That's
I
fine.
got two. I got love since Devion not here. That's why I came up with two. I'm gonna give love to the Knicks. I'm giving love to the Knicks because they getting their fans so excited. Everybody is happy about the Knicks and how they playing well. And like, oh my God, is this the year? Everything's coming together. Oh, look how everything is working. Oh my God, they look so good after that trade the last 10 games. And we all know it's gonna fall apart. So I love when the Knicks play well because it's a great narrative for the NBA, and then we're gonna see them fall apart. Second love, I'm even love the Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns was a former first pick overall in the NBA. He has another number one pick on his team, and he finally took a step back and deferred to Anthony Edwards, and now look at them being the number one seed right now in the West. And it's all because he took away his ego and decided to be the number 2 option, which a lot of people don't do. Look how long it took Carmelo Anthony to finally take a step back. He had to sit out a whole entire year in the NBA before he can even come off the bench again. Karl Anthony Towns did it 10 years earlier. So I'm going to give him a shout out for that. Love and respect Karl Anthony Towns for that for sure, but they still going to end up losing.
Just had to throw that in the end. They're still going.
I had to throw it out there.
Still
Just
going to lose
facts.
though. All right. Mine's like kind of like a combined love and hate all in one. It'll make sense, I think, once I get through it. So I'm obviously showing love on the Miami Heat, honoring Udonis Haslem on Friday night, even though they lost the fucking game. DeJounte Murray auditioned.
UD's been really good on that podcast too.
Yeah, great podcast. Yeah, DeJounte Murray was auditioning to be on the Heat, so he hit that game winner with 2 seconds left. So loved celebrating Udonis Haslem. Obviously never was a superstar, but was just a key integral part of the organization for 20 years. So obviously was going to go up in the rafters, and this is where the hate comes in. Jerry Stackhouse made, or not Stackhouse. I always do that. Steven Jackson made a post on Instagram, basically saying,
Jerry Stackhouse and Steven Jackson look nothing alike.
I know. It's something about because like everyone calls, Jerry Stackhouse
Stackhouse, Stack. I got you.
I don't know. Something messes with my head. I don't because they don't look nothing alike. One's a coach. One is just does the podcast shit with Matt Barnes, which I love and I watch a lot. So you would think
that's hilarious.
You would think that I would get it.
That's fun.
But anyways, he made a post on Instagram like salute to the Heat for honoring UD. Basically he's a real one, and when people say real ones don't ever get anything, this is an example of a real one getting one. Like everyone should be celebrating this. Basically, this was earned, not given. Was basically how he ended it.
More veterans on the bench,
and then so who comes in out of nowhere had no reason to fucking comment on this post because it was not about him and it was not his post. Paul fucking Pierce comes in and comments. Come on, bro.
I thought it was gonna be McCants.
No, it was Paul Pierce coming in saying this one was given, bro. Be real. I'm like, boy, if you don't get your little ugly ass on, like, get the fuck out of here.
You mean like the truth? The truth was given. That was not earned.
Right. Truth or what?
I mean, it was later on, but not early on. No,
truth or what?
Exactly.
Motherfucker's a liar. That's all he is. He's a goddamn lie. So get the fuck off this post. What type of person does that? Like someone's career is getting celebrated, and all you can think to do is you gotta hate on it. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, that's
For
lame.
what?
That's lame.
So I want to throw some stats at you, Joe, as we end this show. NBA championships: Paul Pierce 1, Udonis Haslem 3. Final game of their career, total points scored: Paul Pierce 6, Udonis Haslem 25. So shut the fuck up. He went out better than you. He won more rings than you. He contributed to a better organization than you can. Well,
he can go home better than you.
Whatever,
but he goes home. Exactly. He can go home more than Paul Pierce can go to Boston. I guarantee that.
Man. Yeah, that's also true. I'm just saying, the fuck out of here, Paul Pierce. Get your little corny ass on. Kevin Garnett carries your show anyways.